Well, guys, and welcome back to the DPC. Division 1 is back for the last time today as Infamous Esports fights against SG-Esports for the last time winner takes all. And here we have the panel. My panel has been known for cursing teams, mind you, not cursing alone. They've been known for analyzing, and Winter specifically is known for just telling the naked truth, just how it is. Isn't that right, Winter?
Yeah, I'm sure you can say it that way.
Yeah, you could say that way. Yeah,
It was definitely the naked truth.
he dangles the analysis in front of you, so you can reach at it. Let's go into the draft and see what he has to say about this one. Oh, Bowie, you're gonna love it. I have a surprise for you for this draft, Bowie.
Oh, really? What is it?
Yeah.
Stop dangling around. What are you gonna show?
There's the two cores. The core part of this team, Beastmaster Doom.
You see?
Back at it again.
They're trying to win this time. The last game they were just trying to prove a point.
But they didn't prove it though. They failed to prove it.
Yeah, they did fail, but you know what they did? They banned the CK. We were talking about this off air. Every time CK was available, they first phased that hero for Burna. So apparently that's the utmost comfort for him. Winter was not very impressed by the way he was playing, but that's what SG's kind of defaults to. Instead is the Dusa.
I mean, that's classic Berna here. We actually talk about this in the break, among other things. You were talking, Winter, about how this is the style that you think he would play, just by watching him a little bit.
Maybe not Medusa. I think Medusa you kind of need to understand when you have to leave the lane and jungle. But let's see how he plays the Dusa, because you can't really sit in the lane like a lifestealer or a Jug or even a Morphling and just keep farming there until the enemy ganks you and you laugh at the enemy when they can't kill you. Dusa is like you're still pretty vulnerable. You don't really want to skill your ultimate early because you want your maximum farm efficiency with the split shots.
Okay. It is one of his signature heroes, though, so give me some strengths of it here against the Beastmaster Doom.
I guess you would say that, I would say that he doesn't really care if he gets Doom. If you have your mana shield, you're pretty tanky, so you can still right click. Ideally, you get your Stone Gaze off when he jumps you. But he's one of the better carries, apart from Brave King. For me, I would personally choose those, probably these two carries against the Doom.
I guess the mana burn from Doom, though. How would he out? The mana burn is too strong.
Yeah, it changes everything. You're so right. You're so right.
Yeah, but I do like the Kanka here because that was the tanky part that SG kind of defaulted when they responded the first time. They do take it anyways because I think it would be pretty strong. It would just allow this Dusa to kind of stand her ground even more, right?
Yeah, buff her even more. Now she needs I think she needs some hero that can save her. I think someone mentioned Shadow Demon before, like against Beastmaster.
Lacoste.
Yeah, Lacoste.
Yeah. I think Shadow Demon with Dusa would be a pretty decent combination this game against Beastmaster. Or, I mean, I'm thinking about Oracle, but there's an Enchantress in here. I'm not sure if Enchantress is going to be just a +5 here. I know some teams like Enchantress on position 4, a bit more greedier. But I would lean more towards I like the Enchantress against the Beastmaster because that's you pick the hero. They pick Beastmaster still. Even you open with Ench, you have to punish it. You have to steal either his creeps or if he goes full axe, then whatever you can just skill your heal and just trade with your impetus against the Beastmaster. So either way, you're gonna be good against the Beastmaster. And later in the game, you're still gonna be able to steal his stuff, his ball or the hawk.
Do you find that? Oh, go ahead, boy.
Yeah, I just wanted to point out that the Shadow Demon, I think, is actually really good for Infamous, right? Because if you do get it there, not only is it good versus Dusa, but having the Purge on her, you can force staff her, you can Glimmer her. I think a lot of the saves kind of get countered by Shadow Demon himself. Could be a 5.
Yeah, the buffs are pretty big, right? I remember the boss or 2 is Nuke. Base damage buff at what, 30, 40, 50, 60, is it? The numbers?
I think the base got 30, right? The first.
Yeah, the base. So you do a lot more damage now.
Yep.
On what again? Sorry.
The first time Shadow Poison hits, it got buffed by a lot, and since it multiplies, it really gets stronger.
Yeah, it adds up a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll see now. We'll see now if that's going to be the pick here for SG. For now, Infamous, they're going for the exact same draft.
No. Why go Shadow Demon when you have Grimstroke Doom?
I mean, you can only disrupt one target.
Oh, well, they're not going to go for it, so that's the solution. Hoodwink. Instead.
Wing Enchantress.
It's an okay combo. At least you have a stun in your supports, which is good.
They have a lot of
Oh,
damage.
yes!
Buff
Faker Invoker's back.
Alacrity. Buff him. And Tornado
Wait.
EMP is great against Beast and Doom.
This guy would play Invoker mid with Quaswex, and he'd go earn Solar Crest 4-staff, and he just work as a buffer for whatever carry he had, and just help. He would just allow himself to be carried.
Sounds like
actually so fun to
sounds like
watch.
mini Invoker.
Yep.
Was Mini also built that way? I don't remember that.
Similar.
He
but
doesn't go force, but he's not like he's a space creator, right? He's not gonna go Exord Midas. He'll play Quaswex. Build the solar
I mean,
crest when
usually
needed.
I think you still kind of want, as an Invoker, you still kind of want to get the Midas even if you go Quaswex. I think you go Quaswex until what? When you have
Level
what,
9, 10.
five or 6 points of wax, then you don't go for it anymore. Then you try to transition into your Exort, so you do damage later.
Yep.
Oh wait a second here. Wait, is this Clockwork Core?
Oh yeah, interesting. Or is the Doom core?
Oh man, if this is mid Clockwork, I'm gonna go ham.
Grimstroke Core. There's a Medusa in the game. You buy X, you copy her.
Ooh,
Oh,
that's
that
the
could be
better
actually.
version of Shadow Demon. Okay,
That's actually not a crazy idea, but I do like the clock. I mean, 9 played clock mid, right?
dude, Clock Mid is broken. It's really,
really?
freaking
No?
strong.
Really?
Yeah, it's insane.
Is it better than clock off lane? You think right now?
Yes, by far, because you get
No,
so much
what's
farm.
the deal? The change is just battery assault does double damage to creeps.
Yeah. that's
Yeah.
it.
So you farm
but-
faster.
Yes,
Yeah.
but then when you get eggs, a lot of people don't even think about this, but the eggs ability gives you 100 attack speed. Never mattered, because as a clock where you only cared about just getting the spell
The
twice.
refreshing.
Yeah, but you just right click like a beast when you use it. And
And this guy plays all these weird mid lane heroes.
Yeah, he plays supports as mid laners. That's what he does. That's what he looks for the next support. That's gonna be the next big mid laner.
That's why it's so fun to play support around him, because he makes a lot of space for everyone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's why his team loves him. That's why he's still on the team.
What's this supposed to mean?
No, exactly. It's like, imagine someone comes by, like, all right, what's your pool of heroes? He goes, Winter Wyvern, Coddle, you're a mid, though. Yeah, that's my pool. And then they play with him, and then he creates space for your carry. You're like, actually, you're my favorite player ever. You're like a real mid laner, like what he was supposed to do. It's fantastic. Nine's super wonderful to watch. He's a very entertaining player.
he is.
Yeah, so with the Underlord, they have a Tower Defender, they have a Invoker Spacemaker, and
Nice,
they have a Ancient Creeps Hitter. Balanced draft. I like
Balanced
it.
draft. Okay.
Balanced draft.
I mean, if you say that you like it, it's scary because for SG, mind you. Let's see what Infamous has to go for. Oh,
Might
what's
is
your final
Sparker.
guess? What's going mid?
I mean, I'll go Grimstroke because I think that's the voice of reason talking.
Okay.
I think that's good.
Winter, what did you bet?
TA? TA? Oh no,
No.
TA is bad.
No, Tay is banned, and it
Oh,
will
yeah.
be
What
a
go
partner
mid?
hero
What?
regardless. What is
exactly.
going mid?
What's going mid, Winter?
I want the Grimstroke mid for sure.
Okay. All right.
I
But
put
my
I thought I had
heart
to
wants
rephrase the
Clockwork.
question.
Let it
Yeah,
be
okay.
registered that my heart wants Clockwork.
It's gonna end up being Doom, and both of you will be wrong.
Oh, God. Beastmaster, Rush Eggs, let's go.
Now, what carry is the carry for Infamous?
I mean, it's really tough, right? They took pretty much all of the good ones. Life
Diffuser
Stealers.
carry. What diffuser carry that's remaining?
Which
PL,
is?
But you're against Underlord, right? PL's not gonna feel
Oh,
good.
PL's
PL is
banned.
banned.
Oh, true.
Anti-mage
There's
is
Ursa.
banned. Juggernaut. Oh, Ursa. Oh yeah, Ursa's okay. You get you can
Yeah.
get diffuser this game. It's good in the lane
Yeah.
against the Underlord.
There's Slark
He
as
got
well.
he got oh Slug's not here. Don't go there.
But then the Grimstroke. Yo, by the way, Slark is actually S-Triple-C is spamming Slark like crazy. He's going so
But
ranked.
the changes is I don't know. The changes doesn't feel that great.
It's not good for
I-
the game. But yeah.
He used to be
nerfed the
usually
Wiggins.
against Underlord and Dusa. You would think of Slug
Yeah.
usually back in the day, but nowadays Slug is not even
It's
in
like-
the
it's like a-
consideration.
It's like a really good Slark draft, though. Oh, this is
Oh,
not it.
diffuser, but this is a diffuser
Oh, I
hero.
guess so. Oh, okay, yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah,
Their
yeah.
lockdown is garbage on SG. Like they have.
Oh, it's clock mid. Oh,
Oh,
baby.
no!
I love
yes.
this. I
Let's
love
go
this.
alone. And he's a great set for it too. So he's a royal knight defending his team.
No. Grimstroke needs the X this game. They go clock meet, clock X. Clock X is not gonna win them the game, so they're gonna lose.
So you go for SG Winter? Is that it? That's your
Yeah.
logic? All right.
Yes,
Winter.
sometimes it's just simple logic, when you look at the draft, you don't have to overcomplicate things like Alvaro.
That's true.
mean,
That's
when
very
you look
true.
at this
There's a word
draft
for
with-
what he's doing.
What?
It's called spite. It's spite. He wanted something, it didn't happen for him, and like an angry child, he goes for the other draft, and that's fine. But I'm gonna talk to my real analyst, to Bowie. I want to know about what you think.
Winter is looking at this with naked eyes. If you actually watched Clockwork dangle his battery assault around the minimap, you would know how strong this is. So I'm going all the way with Infamous. I really feel like they are not consistent, but I feel like they're the better team. SG is playing really well though, so I want Clockwork to win, man. Let's go.
Okay. All right. Love this analysis. Let's gonna go back to our casters, see if Lacoste can give me a real analysis that's not based on emotions. Let's go.
Gotta say it, Avo.
Thank you, Avo. Thank you so much for the throw there. Hey, Lacoste, how's it going? Are you favoring either draft? What's your thoughts on Clock mid, actually? Because I know you're doing Western Europe as well.
Yeah, people were. I've seen it in pubs. People were talking about it. There's always some rumors like this is going to be the next big thing. Nine showed it. Looked amazing. They closed out the game in 17 or 18 minutes. It was pretty wild. He decided to go for Orchid, like Facebook's Orchid, and just hunt people down. He does have vision. Like they can easily take over the map. Playing with the Grimstroke, playing with the Beastmaster. I wanted to see a bit of a different carry. They decided to go with Weaver. I feel like this hero has been forced a bit too much lately. As
Yep.
it's 5 damage on Gen. Like this is it. Like sure, it's times 2, but whatever. And also they don't have much lockdown. Like the only thing you need to care about is Pit of Malice. Other than that, you should be okay. I don't think Clockwork can get a kill on Invoker. I said the same thing when Clockwork was facing Void Spirit, and he got the kill because Void Spirit didn't get pointed to the Silmate until level 4. That was the matchup that 9 played against. But maybe Battery Assault got buffed 2 times damage to creeps. So if you trap like a creep inside a power cogs, creep just dies, and it also helps out with the farming. So I want to see pretty much the same build. I want to see this Orchid because you can lock down Invoker. He's not the one hero that builds into like early Dispel. Great against the Underlord, you ruin him. Enchantress, there's always going to be need for some kind of magic damage to be able to bring her down. She's very low HP hero, and you get the levels. I think like your second item should be a BKB. Orchid BKB is the item here, just to be able to like go around and do stuff around the map. Well, we'll see how much he gets out of the lane.
Right. Because in that game, like you said, we didn't get to see like what happens if it goes later. But would you feel like it would fall off as the game goes later, as a mid laner?
Not necessarily. If you get because I've seen different item builds. I've seen Maelstrom as well on Clockwork with the Aghanims, because you get the extra attack speed, and then you just like you go in. Your talents are pretty good. Having battery assault damage, having the leash mechanic if you need it, so whether you need the true sight, which I don't think you need it here. It's okay against the Invoker, but the leash inside the cogs feels really good. And then having battery assault interval, and like you can also go for the other one. The first one's better, of course, but if you feel like you need another layer of BKB, just feels good to have.
That is true. Those level 25 talents, actually, both for Clockwork, are kind of crazy.
They're insane.
Yeah. I see why people are trying to play him core. I was interested, sorry to harp on this discussion, but it's interesting pick for sure. Why do you think people are trying him out mid and not so much the offlane role that he was known for before, like a while ago?
It's too slow. It's like you don't get what you get from the mid lane because you like Clockwork's strength gain is pretty good. It's 3.5 per level, so you're very hard to kill. Not a lot of heroes can contest the rune against you. Someone comes like has great turnaround potential. KXY still has a cold snap available, but not gonna go for it.
I like that. I think that's a very good justification. I'm interested as well because Alone, I know he's done this before because we interviewed him, where they pick him something he's never played before, and he just dominates with it, or it's like his second game. And Faker Invoker is his best hero, or at least he was known as that. So we'll see how this ends up.
No, you see how easy, because I've been watching the mid mostly, I just want to see the matchup.
Sure.
How easy he farms the creeps.
Yeah, it's
like
crazy.
You try to deny, it's like 2 times damage. Like damage at level 2 is 45 times 2, that's 90. So that's more than his right click.
And the cooldown, honestly, of Battle Assault is kind of so low with a pretty massive duration. So the downtime on it is not that bad. You easily can clear creep waves afterwards as well. And farm jungle and everything. It's a very useful spell for farming.
Look at him go. They
used the glyph for that. Nice, nice.
He bought the healing cell for himself, does have Tango as well. And the Fairy Fire should be okay, especially with the miss uphill.
Yep. Baker is committing for this. He's low on mana though. So all he can do is auto attack him, and he's a Quas Wex Invoker, sorry, so there's not much damage. Bottom lane, there is a kill happening though in LTH, as the Squirrel, once again, gonna be the one to feed the first blood. Oh, maybe not, actually, a beautiful bushwhack.
He'll find him, he'll find him.
That's a Shikuchi?
Nah,
he won't.
Jinx.
So it's all your fault, Lacoste, otherwise it was gonna be found there. But
that's a ton of farm. Parker, 15 CS. Grimstroke using like Headdress and Mangoes. He's gonna have a Javelin already.
Yeah, it's pretty good farm. Do you feel like you skip boots here on the Weaver until you get the Maelstrom completely?
I don't think you should. I feel like still Power Treads is really, really good. Gives you the stats, gives you ability to like use more mana, like for Shikuchi and everything. Just attack speed. I think rushing Power Treads on the hero also feels good. But if you get a good timing on Maelstrom, that means your farm is going to be pretty insane.
I want to ask you, by the way, since you're here, the Headdress meta I've seen on supports, was that the response to the Salve?
Absolutely.
Or is there another reason?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay, it's just a Salve.
You just need something to have more. I mean, it's pretty good, right? Especially for 5s. I'm not a big fan of Headdress on 4. This might be a double.
They actually got a double kill thanks to a beautiful bushwhack from LTH. Parker does, or Affliction does actually get the kill, but it doesn't work out in his favor. And this is Frank for 2, alone in the mid lane, annoyed by Widge, but he manages to survive, still has the bottle. Michael chasing after Widge, and nobody will die.
This Hoodwink, like this game, is gonna be much better Hoodwink game, because he's getting some solo XP. He got the first blood. Did he? No, he didn't. But
yeah, I think so.
No, it was Frank who got it. Still, very strong. Like this is like my problem with the Javelin, because if that was Power Treads, he probably lives there because he gets a kill early on, and also having extra strength. And we can see the power of this lane. They understand he doesn't have any kind of HP left. Underlord's gonna get trapped. Let me do play-by-play. Frank will go down. Good rotation from Alone. Getting that hook shot. They needed a little bit of help. Like, this is what this Clockwork is gonna do. Just be very active. He's the one controlling the runes as well. So if he picks up a good rune, something like a Haste, Arcane rune as well, just very, very easy to kill people around. KXY, looking at his item build, double null, earn, and another circlet on top of that. It bought one extra circlet, unnecessary, I would say, but sure, like stats is good.
Yeah, I mean Faker likes to go for these fast builds, right? That's the way that he plays on the Invoker. I always see him go for these like really cheap and useful items. I've actually never seen him not build Solo Crest on Invoker. It's been a while since I've seen him play Invoker as well, because the hero is a little bit gone. And
rotation, both supports being here protecting the catapult. Double damage still up and running on Invoker. Hookshot available once
There's
again.
the cold snap. Nice bushwhacker there. But we're seeing rotation from Parker, actually. And with a hookshot alone could go in. Faker's the target. They want to get the cogs. Actually pushes back Faker as he also traps Widge. Widge is healing thanks to nature attendance. Faker will not be so lucky, and Widge will die regardless. As LTH throws a missed bushwhack and just retreats. A carry rotating super early.
That's not
level
what you
6.
expect. Like, this is
No.
pretty insane. They all got caught off guard. But that means Frank is getting some easy last hits on the bottom lane. Where's he sitting at? It's not working for me. Near the top.
35.
Clockwork is the most farm hero in the game. Like, this is why well, people are talking about this hero. We didn't talk about Oscar. We were mostly focused on mid lane and bottom. Berna. Same amount of farm as Oscar. This time around, he's probably gonna go for like the full Helm of the Overlord build, because there is no Night Stalker this time around, so he can go for the build he wants.
Yeah, exactly. Berna is once again a target. Hookshot misses this time though, so the combo
They might
will
still
not
get a
work.
kill.
They will on Widge, it seems like. Nature attempts to delay this though. But the axes will make sure it doesn't delay it by too much. LTH is the next target. Here comes Faker with the Tornado EMP. No more mana in the Beastmaster. No use of the Primal Roar. We do have a Center Conquer, but no mana for that Stomp either. Michael just wants some help from his teammates, but they're not reacting to him. The Bushwhack will get him. And Michael will die alone at a Magic Wand, but cannot trap Berna. Will just decide to walk over to Berna instead. We do have a Stomp available now. Enough mana for it. They get it off. And the mana on the Medusa is slowly being depleted. And help from Parker as well. Still playing aggressively, but Berna is too close to the tier 2. In fact, the rotation from LTH brings down Oscar thanks to that sharpshooter. And alone is a mid-Clockwork. So this kill is going to matter much more for SG.
Because they got a kill on Doom. KXY got charge on Urn of Shadow. Gets a solo kill on Grimstroke. Resets his spell, comes back. Like, they were diving way too deep. After missing that hook shot on Medusa underneath the tower, they get one freebie on Enchantress. I don't think Enchantress should have died there. But it results in a big kills for them. Like, they also save Medusa. And this Invoker going into Spirit Vessel next, this is going to be pretty huge. He got a lot of levels. And we also talked about how LTH and Hoodwink managed to get some levels because he was off to a good start. Frank died. He was collecting some XP. Being level 6 at 8-minute mark on Hoodwink. That's pretty wild.
Yeah, it's night and day, like you were mentioning earlier with the last game. And they also don't have easy ways to hunt him now, Oscar. Sharpshooter, and Oscar can't even get Primal Roar off because of the cold snap. LTH, though, we did praise him, so, you know, he had to die.
Has to happen every single time.
Sometimes I start to believe this myself. I'm not really a joke because it happens so consistently.
Parker finished off his Maelstrom, going into Power Treads next. I don't see any stacks being made. Right now, Affliction is making some stacks. Hookshot.
And I think he wanted to push him away from the cogs. Alone didn't really accomplish this. Alone is forced to retreat. EMP will deter Berna's onslaught, who still does not have enough mana for a time lapse. Now just got it off the Magic Wand. Parker will be forced to retreat, but Berna has been killed in the backlines thanks to Michael, however, in exchange for Alone, so kind of a fair trade here. And LTH wants to turn this into a 2-for-1 with a bushwhack that finishes off Michael.
LTH having a really good game. Like, diving underneath the tower against Medusa, who's like relatively tanky. You need to go through some extra tankiness. And also against Invoker with the Tornado EMP Cold Snap is a bit tricky. I think they need to slow things down a little bit. Maybe play with the Beastmaster. Beastmaster is super strong with the Helm Creep and has 4 points in Wild Axes.
That's why he's trying to push this top lane. He's just committing, he wants to take down this tower, and it seems like SG wants to let him. Affliction, he's fighting against the Enchantress creep here. Michael, though, will be leading against Widge. The healing will keep Widge alive, and Michael could be the one in trouble instead as he eats an EMP. Nope. Widge will be left behind here. In exchange for Michael, but he is certainly going to die. Nature attendance only lasts ever so long. Primal Roar actually committed. Oh, really? Thanks to Underlord. Infamous once again forced retreat in this mid-Clockwork, not having the impact he was hoping for. really falling behind in terms of net worth. Faker continuing his aggression. Oscar is the target. Oscar hit with the cold snap and the urn. But Affliction seems easier. Tornado EMP once again set up. They steal the board here. They have any more residual damage. They do with a Firestorm. That's not going to be enough, though. LTA, she's to help out. But all spells are on cooldown.
I hear Clockwork Battery Assault going off multiple times in a fight. But they're not getting anything done.
Yep.
This could potentially be like the problem with the hero, because 3 minutes ago he was the most farm hero in the game, and now Underlord took over. He's the big boy. He's the big juicy boy. But Clockwork, yeah, sometimes it this is also the thing with the offlane Clockwork for years, where you can be the one controlling the game, but if you don't get a couple of right initiations off, you die. That means that you're not going to be able to scale, like you're not going to be able to hit the timings. Berna in the triangle, farming the stack. Some big stacks being made. Going into Manta after finishing the Dragonlance. Pretty standard stuff on Medusa.
When do you think the moment is Berna feels strong enough to fight with his team in this game?
Like he'll join last, but doesn't. You know, it's Medusa. Like it's just gonna be Scotty. Also, this game, okay. I think he might go for an earlier Pike, because he's playing against Clockwork to be able to protect himself.
Yeah, Weaver really wishes he could protect himself, and he can't, because it's a time lapse, so he's fine. In fact, the one who's up fight is Faker, who gets pushed back because of the cogs, and now Doomed, walking around aimlessly, he will die.
They used everything. Doom, Roar, a little bit of an overkill there, but they get the job done.
He had to die, though. He was creating way too much space for his team. Went for the full vessel, actually, now committing to the Midas.
Going back to Midas might change his mind. Like, you want to be able to get your spells maxed out. Doesn't have a Spirit Vessel charge at the moment, so that's a bit tricky. Frank's having a good time. Frank is massive. Having, like, because this is very greedy lineup from SG, and they are the ones who have 2k gold lead 13 minutes into the game. Like, having Medusa, Underlord, and Invoker as your Tricore. You know, these heroes don't make many rotations. All they want to do is hit some creeps, get 2 item timings, and then do stuff together. And they're off to a really good start. Clockwork's Orchid's going to be delayed by a huge margin.
A lot.
Yeah, because like there are not many games that you can compare this to. But when the 9 played it, he had Orchid, and they ended the game in 17 minutes. So they have 3.5 minutes left to end the game.
When did he get Orchid? Do you remember in that game?
I don't know. I don't think it was that fast. I think it was just like rotations, getting the kills. The rest of the team was also playing really well, getting the tower, so extra gold kicked in. Now they didn't take a single tower. That's also the problem.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Also, he's died a couple of times. He hasn't really had time to farm. And Alone gets a haste rune, so he's be fine for now. There's no way he dies here. Time to farm, something we haven't really seen in the past 2 games for either Infamous or SG. It seems like now they have time to relax and get the items they need.
Medusa completely uncontested in terms of like being in jungle, being in triangle. They still have to take this tier 1 tower top. Affliction seems like he's gonna drop dead.
Yeah, they can't even aim the sharpshooter, doesn't really matter. The 2 supports, once again, we talk about this Hoodwink having a great game, so they're gonna let him have the... Oh, no!
No, Medusa, she came. She came for this.
Wow, well done, Berna. Real carry moves right there, huh? That's hard to do. Stealing the kill at the right moment.
Underlord has Road of Atos, so a bit more setup.
Yeah.
2 points in Pit of Malice.
But they can't push mid tower, right? Because they just don't have the tools yet to commit.
They're okay.
Doom is still scary.
Exactly. I don't think they're too worried about taking this tower early on. This slow-paced game is fine for them.
Right. Should Infamous be a bit more worried about this because they're letting Medusa farm?
I'd say so. Having Medusa plus like Alacrity on top of her, and also just like Enchantress with the Holy Locket, using all the charges, healing her up with the Mana Shield. Like it's a lot of tankiness, and also having an Underlord that can protect you, reducing their damage, being in their face. Let's see, Hookshot connects, but no follow-up.
The swashbuckle, but the tree is broken immediately. They want to try to just take the tower without committing too much, though. A lot of poking and prodding. Typical Enchantress plays. I find creep, I throw creep at tower. And Witch accomplishes that with a Dark Troll Summoner. Oh, we'll just take away one skeleton. That way people won't be able to push as fast. Infamous is not really doing much right now. Can they make plays? Are they waiting for some big item? Is it the BKB on waiver they have to wait for?
They used the hook shot. Nothing happened.
Okay. Oh, and now they have to actually go to the high ground. Something is happening, but against them, Michael from behind does get a double doom, but you've already lost two. They need the help of someone. It's going to be the Weaver. And this double doom might just condemn the Invoker. Invoker gets the bug off. Here's a Stone Gaze. They want to save Faker, and they won't be able to. Michael gets the double kill. Hook shot from alone, not going to find anyone. SG, you forced to retreat here.
He really is
or
alone.
Maybe they just kill alone.
Dodges it.
Oh no, they actually enchanted the right creep. And alone will be sent back and Pit of Malice to death.
He dodged with the Illusion Rune. Road of Atos, but didn't manage to survive. Yeah.
Yep.
Very delayed. He's less farmed than his Beastmaster. This core Clockwork, not working out for them so far, I would say. Like, had good 5-6 first minutes of the game, made a rotation bottom. Other than that, just like not feeling the impact of it. They got the double doom. Like, double doom, that's a blink dagger now on Doom.
Okay, that's pretty huge. Now the Stomper is back. Why do you think the Clockwork is not working out, though, if you compare to the last game? Like, what do you think
A
is
couple
the,
of bad
the
rotations. It's just that. Also, there's not like that much burst damage coming out. Your position 4 is Doom. Imagine if that was like Skyrat Mage, that every single time you land a hook shot, it's a kill. Doom doesn't provide you that. It's more like mid-late game based oriented position 4.
Yep. Sunstrike on the Roche scuts it out. Which will be leading this charge. Which, oh, they actually stole the Roche. Oh my god, the Tornado got it. That is ridiculous. And now both Clockwork and Affliction are dead. The Rod of Atos might condemn Michael as well, who can't walk away from this ice wall. Faker, what a snipe. Sure, the Aegis went the way of Parker, but they got the gold off that. And now Aegis might not be that useful.
Again, Clockwork goes in, he dies, already 4 deaths. Doesn't have a single item 20 minutes into the game. Like, your Medusa has Manta Style, 2,000 gold on top of that. Underlord, like, if we compare Underlord Hoodwink from the previous game to this one, like, both of them are having a really good time. Hoodwink slowed down a little bit, but the bushwhacks that he landed were really on point. And especially Frank on Underlord. Like, this is gonna be very good timing Doom.
Berna is on point. Stone Gaze, and he's capable of retreating. Hookshot misses. Berna's not going to be caught. This snake is slippery. Widge, though, will be tanking this gang to a degree as Michael dies. Widge happy to die for his team. Clockwork dies too. At this point, Lacoste, I feel like it's a support Clockwork. Widge didn't even die, actually. Fiends get used. Oh, Scotty, you better run. There's Atos, though. There's a Pit of Malice to follow up. Actually, no time for the Pit of Malice. Bushwhack will have to do the trick. And that's getting enough to kill off Oscar.
Very aggressive Fiend's Gate usage. They got the kill from it. Clockwork again, going in, doing absolutely nothing. Missing the hook shot. Like, even if he hits the hook shot, they still don't get the kill. Medusa's too tanky. Already talked about the Holy Locket. Enchantress Vig. Like, he's very greedy 5. Like, he gets, like, if we talk about Jakiro game, he got like 3 items on position 5. This time around, he already has 2, so he's gonna be scaling, having a Force Staff to protect his Medusa and himself against the Clockwork, having the Holy Locket to replenish mana and extra HP. I don't see how Infamous is coming back into this game. Like, it's very... The Clockwork dead again.
Lacoste, I feel like you said this every single game.
Let me...
You were right once.
Give me 1 minute, I'll record it so I don't have to use my voice every single time, and I'll just play it. Feels like I'm gonna play that thing a lot of the times throughout this game.
Or maybe throughout this season, right? we'll have to see for Infamous. Yeah, vocal cords are valuable, Lacoste. I appreciate you taking care of yourself. Butterfly for Dusa, by the way. You talked about Scotty earlier. It's going to be Butterfly instead as the core item they play around.
Maybe,
this nullifies the Weaver.
Yeah, maybe he feels like Scotty... sure, you're playing against a range core, but you can't slow Weaver down. Maybe that's why he's not thinking about it. Because, yeah, okay, Shukuchi, whatever.
Yeah, I think that is the logic. And Butterfly's really strong against Weaver, too. Oh, but Dusa could be in trouble here. Probably Roar actually catches the offlaner. It's going to be Frank who tanks the gank here. Soulbind does get a double Doom off and some 2 most valuable cores. How are they going to protect him? Has to be the Stone Gaze. Parker avoids looking at the Ugly Snake, which means Parker will get the kill on her. Faker trying to run away. The help from the Hoodwink. Hoodwink trying to sacrifice herself, but unfortunately, she sacrifices herself for nothing. As Faker will also die. At least LTH dies to a neutral creep instead. But SG has played one difficult fight.
They find an
could
opening.
Be happening again.
That might be a bit too aggressive. Frank was about to finish off his BKB. Like, I'm not gonna blame this on not having Scotty, but having like Scotty to be able to have more mana, more HP, just stats is always gonna be good on Medusa. But they got caught off. Like Clockwork finally finishes off the item, has that Orchid. Still have Aegis for 40 seconds. Weaver deals a lot of damage. Like Weaver, if he gets on top of the supports, he's like, even against the Enchantress, who usually is very invulnerable to physical damage, Weaver does have enough attack speed with the Geminate attack to be able to kill her. Also mana burn talent. It's not much, but it's 20 per hit.
Oh, swashbuckle this time hit again. And another one for Affliction. Oh, that was actually the minor swashbuckle first. It was the decoy. We can see a Fiend's Gate used by the Underlord, hoping to catch Alone. Alone is not entirely alone, though. In fact, Michael covers his escape. The Cogs will help as well. LTH will die as a result. In fact, Alone wants to counter-initiate here. They go for Frank, forced to BKB because of the Orchid. Parker's trying to hit him down, but Parker is a Weaver, so there's not much damage coming out from him. Oscar, we're trying to run away now. Sunstrike will scout his position. We're just hoping for the slow, but 9 seconds till that happens. Faker misses the tornado this time. They force that Frank forward. Rod of Atos barely in range. Now the Pit of Malice can be set up as well. Firestorm on top of that. Oscar gets the Primal Roar though, hoping to kill Frank here. And with the help of Parker, it might just be possible. A good Soulbind will leash him to Widge. Widge has been silenced as well. He's gonna try to TP. The Cogs push him out of the TP. And Widge will die. SG are losing a couple of fights here.
Yeah, I don't know, something between these two teams that they like to play like super aggressive. It feels like sometimes they don't have the best read how far ahead they are, and it results in feeding away a couple of kills. These were freebies, I would say. Beaver getting ton of farm. Beaver, the most farm hero in the game right now, about to hit level 20. Going into MKB, because he saw this full butterfly on Medusa, wants to be able to pierce through the evasion, and also against Hoodwink's evasion. You don't think about that, but sure, it's an extra benefit.
No, it's true actually, because you know, killing Hoodwink as fast as possible is super important here.
So you have
and,
MKB
LTH.
and Mjolnir, like both of those work against the evasion, the procs from Mjolnir, of course.
I think it ends up being like 80% more or less chance to pierce evasion with those two together, because it stacks multiplicatively, right?
Remember when we had accuracy? like Solar Crest gives you 75%
Oh, yes.
accuracy when you use it on target. That was wild.
That was wild and nobody cared as well. I don't think I ever saw someone build Solar Crest to deal with Butterfly. Alone? Oh. Good hook shot. Good hook shot, Alone. Well done. He's building Axe now, finally.
2,000 gold away from it. We'll have
Yeah.
extra hook shot to maybe get out of the trouble if needed.
Oh,
They found
Dusa.
him.
She's been extra stunned, and now she's extra dead. Goodbye to Berna. Silences the hoodwink, scurrying herself to safety. And Chandler's still fighting back together with the Underlord, but Parker, he has no chill. He wants to kill off Frank. Without the Dusa, they don't have a carry to rely on. It has to be all Faker. Deafening Blast only to kill that dragon. He's settling for Widge instead. Inkswell has been used. There's no BKB on Parker, so he time-lapses himself away to safety. Frank is sent away. They're going for the Invoker instead. Invoker will die immediately. Frank barely surviving. A lot of damage though from Widge.
Roche
Managed to kill
respawn
off
is
alone.
5. Can they get this extra kill?
They need Frank. He might just spawn. He might just tank the Roche. No. Roche does not get spotted by them. A pause immediately by Infamous.
Good pause. Keep talking, Avo, because I just clicked the button and I lost Fog of War, so I have to adjust the hotkey as well for it. Thank you very
Yeah, you
much,
have to go
whoever
find
paused the
it.
game. Yeah, first.
Go-
give me 30 seconds.
Go find the Fog of War. We've all done that. You click the one button, you forget why you even mapped those in the first place. LTH, he is the only surviving member here, as they're trying to go for the Roche. Or I think they will scout the Roche here. This ward might scout them going in. Underlord just reconnected, so he should be unpausing the game shortly. This game is actually going the way of Infamous. They're actually turning this back against SG. And if it goes anything like the first game, Infamous will bring this back. Then they'll throw. And then SG will throw harder. And then Infamous will win. And everyone knows that late game Weaver is probably better than Dusa anyway, so it sounds pretty plausible for this game.
Yay! Managed to find it, so it's all good.
Nice.
I think the same problem is if this Grimstroke gets the Soulbind off in the fights, like, there's gonna be double Roar, there's gonna be double Doom, because there is a Blink Dagger on Doom available. He's, like, even in BKB territory at the moment. It's getting spicy. Not sure who's supposed to catch Grimstroke. Like, you don't have that Night Stalker from game number 1. And now Roshan respawned. That's Shard and Aegis. So I feel Weaver should take both, because it gives vision as well, revealing Invoker. And also I see Medusa going for Silver Edge later on after Lincoln's.
Oh, they killed the Grimstroke.
Big snipe.
That's gonna be it. You think Silver Edge after Lincoln's? Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, she has actually queuing it. What's the Silver Edge for? Is it just like a good item because of the crit and the mobility, or?
No,
I think the
I don't
break
think he's
here.
gonna go for it. I feel
Okay.
Lincoln's
You don't like it.
is gonna be it. Have a little bit of extra stats, and then start thinking about, like, how I'm gonna survive. Do we need more damage? Are we in, like, dataless type of a game? Maybe even Divine Rapier, but they need Lotus Orb. I see Vidge buying one. That's gonna be big, just to have something to reflect.
Yeah. Which is being the ultimate support this game. What has Faker gone for? He's gone for... Oh, so he's trying to go for his own Lincolns as well.
Parker is massive. They don't have what it takes. There's no Orchid. The only lockdown they have is this Pit of Malice, Rod of Atos, Bushwhack, and he's more than fine. Like, I don't think there's just not enough burst damage. Killed Weaver at the moment from 100 to 0. Has also a little bit of status resistance from Titan Sliver, and almost... He bought something. Not sure what he bought.
What? Parker?
Yeah. I think he spent gold on something.
I think it's the finished MKB, right? That was the last time
He
bought
had
it.
it in the previous fight.
The Mjolnir, right? He upgraded
He had Mjolnir
no.
as well. I don't know where his gold
Oh, no,
is.
you're right.
Because didn't buy the shard.
No.
Very interesting.
know.
I feel like he had
I don't know,
maybe because of the pause.
Right, yeah, that happens. We disconnect our brains during the pauses. We might have disconnected there for a second. Does he have oh, he has the generate attack damage talent. Yeah, there we go. Clockwork deciding it's good. It's yeah. He tips Parker actually. Wow.
Wow, yeah, it's his
That's
fault. You gotta blame someone. Like, why are you there?
He was stuck in the pit of malice as well. That's the worst part about it. It's actually rooted for 2 seconds. Oh, Hoodwink. Oh no, LTH. That is not the target. Or rather, that is not a hero you want to lose. And in fact, LTH will make it so that doesn't happen. Nice job, LTH. Hookshot misses. They don't guess where Faker is correctly. Now they know there's no hookshot, so SG might actually go and attempt to kill here on.
It's very low cooldown spell, 45 seconds. He's also getting close to level 18, and then it's down to 30, so you have it pretty much all the time.
Yeah, fair enough. It doesn't feel like SG can do anything but farm right now. Link is a Dusa at least, so that's gonna help the team fight a little bit.
They don't have many abilities that go through Lincolns.
Oh. You mean that like cancel it? Or
yes.
like that go through it?
Yeah, that.
Okay.
Just to proc it. Like you don't want to use Doom, you don't want to use Roar.
Yeah, you have Ghost, right?
They can get Beastmaster Shard, because it does proc it.
Yeah, it's true. That's a good one. He's going for Heaven's Halberd, which will take a little bit longer to build. But we'll proc it eventually. Grimstroke is about to finish his Ags, by the way. Hookshot misses once again. Alone, though, has Haste Rune, so he's just going to be his own hookshot. Alone realizes this is a terrible idea. Alone is Bushwhack. Alone might die solo to the Enchanters. They break the tree. Sunstrike! He's been sniped! Well, Alone, that's why Haste does not make you immortal. Something a lot of players need to learn even at this day and age. Nice Frank, going from the back door. There's a Doom on the Dusa. And they seem to get the right target, especially the Primal Roar. Dusa might just die here. Look at Parker go! Decimating Dusa if she's mad. A Paper Witch can't last, but he's deciding to just go for Frank instead. The Bushwhack is going to be unsuccessful. Tree cut down immediately. Now going for Witch. Finally, the dessert's here. And they're going to eat him up. Grimstroke even capable of TPing.
Weaver's carrying this game hard. Getting on top of Medusa after Doom is like she doesn't have HP. This butterfly, it like sure looks good, but it feels like it doesn't do much against Weaver with this item build. And this is gonna be full Scotty level 25 on Weaver. Like even with the shard, just he bought the book for himself. He's level 25, 32 minutes into the game.
Yep. So now with Shard, you get the two attacks on every single target as opposed to just one. That's pretty brutal. I mean, Deuce is gonna melt into this Weaver.
Doesn't seem fair how how fast she drops.
Yeah, I agree. The team fight just seems much better on Infamous. Like, we talked about Alacrity and how great this makes Dusa, but we haven't really seen an impact. She just gets controlled the whole time.
I like what Michael is doing. He was thinking, like, he has Robe of Magi, then Blaze, he's thinking about, you know, I might want to get the drums, but realizes we need something to proc the Lincolns with. He didn't die the previous fight, gets the Force Staff, just to have something else, and still keep the War Stomp as a tool to initiate, because he can get some neutral creeps to proc the Lincolns, but wants to have War Stomp on top of that, so... Gets the Force Staff.
Yeah, exactly.
How's Enchantress doing? Needs like 1,000 gold to be able to finish off the Lotus Orb. That's going to be pretty big, but I'm not sure if that's game-changing. Because look what Parker is doing. Like, he can do whatever he wants. They don't have, like, instant initiation. Bushwhack with the travel time. Like, they need to initiate from the fog.
I'm going to find the Grimstroke first, so that's actually... a key part of their fight. He did get a Soulbind off, but Parker, however, is not concerned with quabbles of petty mortals. He's just going to take a Rax up top. in retreat with a Shikuchi and says, well, I mean, if they're going to keep on quabbling, I guess I'll go and destroy these mortals. They've just doomed the Underlord. Parker is going to join them soon, connecting with them. Parker might decide this might not be the fight for him. He's coming from behind, still has the BKB available. There's a Primal Roar. Lincoln will not save this for Underlord from the Primal Roar, which means he dies in a matter of seconds. Godlike for Parker. He's just going for Berna. Berna can't resist this, but luckily the TP might just give him enough time to retreat. A second more and he was dead.
He almost managed to kill Medusa while TPing. That's
crazy.
massive. Like also having this extra Geminate attack with your mana break talent. So that means like you burn 60 mana per hit. Your attack speed is also really high right now, like Snoop Dogg high. So like you melt.
Yeah. It's is there a moment where Berna can deal with this Weaver, because it just kind of feels unbeatable right now.
Doesn't seem like it. This Shadow Blade also, they have Shard of Weaver.
Blades.
Yeah, so it keeps giving you vision.
Yeah. I also feel like Daedalus would have done more than Silver Edge, if you want to go for crit.
Yeah, exactly, because there's nothing to break really. I mean, you can break Geminate attack. I don't think that's huge. And also, this is Aghanim Scepter. I don't think Weaver picks up the Ags. Like, maybe before, when it reduced the cooldowns, but I think they give it to... Oh, Clock bought the one for... Never mind, he just ate it.
yeah.
If it reduced
to go
cooldown,
for BKB.
like before, probably Weaver would pick it up. And now has Divine Rapier queued up. Not sure if he wants to go for it, fully commit. I would say it's not needed. They do have enough damage. If you want to play it safe, Daedalus should be the option. Because it's risky. You're playing against Medusa, giving Divine Rapier to Medusa. That's something you want to do.
No, for sure. That would be the one chance they get to come back into the game. But, you know, Lacoste is SA Dota, so if you don't give the enemy team chances to come back into the game, what's even the point of playing?
Going to the major, getting more points for TI.
That means nothing to them. that means nothing. It's all about the flame and the pubs afterwards. Did you catch the messages at the beginning of each match, by the way?
No. What were they talking about?
They were just ribbing at each other. So Parker is they were joking around about how Faker likes to party a lot, and they actually meet up because they all go party together, and they go to discos together. And Faker likes to call Parker El Monstro, which is a combination of beautiful and monster, because he says he's a beautiful, ugly guy.
Oh. And he gets to do Michael. Procs the Lincolns with the Force Staff.
Well done. I think he's dead. Yep.
He's very dead.
Tip. Yeah, they all have good friendship with Faker, as you can tell by this tip.
Clockwork, he wants to find an angle. There's like, look at Clockwork's buttons. He has 6 abilities that he can use twice.
Oh yeah, that math was difficult. Lacoste, I appreciate it. That's 12 abilities, right, in total?
It is.
Wow. Look at that. That's one of them. 3-4. There we go. We refresh him to miss him. Sometimes you gotta refresh for the fear factor. It seems like, as Alone flies himself to safety.
He's out of the map. Where is he?
Oh, he came back. He's stunned now. Alone sees the Hoodwink, who is destroying the Hawk. Parker once again seems unkillable. Oh, Michael just walks in. They got a lot of someone to do so, but their objective is Wage apparently. Parker wants to kill a squirrel instead. LTH has a Ghost Scepter, will not save him.
Medusa just dropped. Like, Medusa dies in 3 seconds from Weaver attacks.
She's not tanky. She is not tanky against Parker. She doesn't deal damage either, so there's not much Medusa can do. Alone chases after Witch. Yeah, impetus all you want. Alone, no! He got bushwhacked, and the BKB won't save him. It's okay though, Parker's carrying him, it's all good. Tornado from behind, they see the opportunity. Faker wants to initiate with that tornado. but doesn't really have much of a follow-up. And Berna, he's overestimating his tankiness. Look at Parker go. Still has the Aegis. We hear it from Aurora as well. It's ready for the Invoker. Invoker's dropping low, and Faker will be killed with an Infernal Blade. Deuce is out of mana as well. Ultra wants to commit to her, but Parker knows what to do. They go for the buildings. They force the GG.
Yeah, the Aghanim Scepter that you mentioned on Grimstroke, like with the Shard, with the Blink Dagger, support's way too rich on side of Infamous. Very wild and interesting series, like back and forth, overextension in all 3 games. But Parker on Weaver looked really, really good. Like that first rotation, level 5, stopping the enemy aggression, because SG brought both supports. They had catapult and double damage, and he TPs. He understands, like, well, what if I TP? Like, and it results in getting 2 kills defending the tower. It did give some extra room for Frank to be able to farm up on the Underlord, but once he got to his item timings, just felt very awkward matchup for Medusa.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like Parker really well utilized. Like we in the panel, they were talking about how Berna was this kind of like static carry, right? And was missing Winter was talking about his macro movements that were not quite there essentially. And then we kind of saw the difference with Parker, where like he's talking about the 5-minute rotation because you recognized, or level 5 rotation because you recognized it was the right thing to do.
Yes,
it feels like you give Parker anything that's like a fast-ish carry, like TA Weaver, these kind of heroes, and he will dominate because he just juices every little bit of efficiency out of these heroes. It's kind of crazy.
Very like active player. He's involved in 25 out of 29 kills, which is pretty damn impressive. Like, you can't really compare Medusa because Medusa is like a different type of a carry. Beaver wants to get involved early on, but yeah, very, very good performance. Alone, Clockwork, you know, a couple of those hook shots, I stopped counting after 10. Kind of killed his own game early on, but yeah, Parker carried hard.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, the supports from Infamous still doing a really good job. Michael on his Doom and Affliction on that Grimstroke were incredible. Maybe they have to start considering that Grimstroke ban, because they always pick it second phase and it never gets banned against them. And you know, at some point you got to wisen up to that, or at least SG should have. Which means this puts SG a little bit in a pickle, because even though they won their first game against Sokoria, which is fantastic, they now lost 2 series in a row, and SG will be trying to avoid relegation as a result, because that's kind of what happens. If you start losing early, it's really difficult to stop in SADPC. Infamous, on the other hand, they're looking fantastic, and because of their win against Thunder Awaken, they have a good chance of now going to the Major, because they'd be one of the top contenders in the Major, assuming Thunder Awaken will still be in that position.
Yeah, that's a big boost. That's definitely like being able to win against Thunder Awaken. You know, like you won against the strongest team from the region, and then like it gives you that confidence to play better against each other, because like your shots that are going to the Major just got buffed up by, I'd say, like over 50%.
Yeah, literally. Especially in a region where you have Beast Coast Thunder like topping, right? Yeah. And especially Thunder is usually the consistent one. So beating Beast Coast is but beating Thunder, you're like, all right, there, we got it. So Infamous, really happy with the results, and hopefully we get to talk to them. Before we talk to them, we'll talk to my panel about this game number 3. So see you, Lacoste, and let's go back to Ella Plus and the boys.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Ava. We're here with the panel, Bowie and Winter. What did you guys think of that game? Infamous did manage to bring it home. I actually forgot what your predictions were. This time I did not write it down. So who am I shaming this time? Who went for SG? Raise your hand, Winter.
I went for not SG.
Amazing, Bowie. Amazing. True analyst. So what do you think? Like, did you expect the Weaver to carry as hard as it did, Bowie? Because I was kind of surprised.
You meant Clockwork, right? The mid Clockwork was the
reason?
Yes.
Yeah, the mid Clockwork. Yeah. By the 15th missed hook shot, I was like, wow, this Clockwork is really, really putting the fear of God in them.
You're zoning people, right? Because the hook shot forces people out of that perimeter. So it's very impactful.
Yeah, it's
true.
true.
I mean, Parker, I think his itemization this game was much better, right? The early BKB just allowed him to play aggressive. He wanted to do that with Void, but I think the lack of BKB that game just made it tough. Also, you know, the Beastmaster Doom. I think even though Berna got a lot of like early farm, the Beastmaster just eats all the map. He's able to get vision for everyone, and with vision, the Weaver can just go in and out. There was no lockdown, like hard lockdown on the side of the only lockdown they had was pretty much a bit of Malice, and Weaver can time lapse out of that. So it just allowed Parker to play well. It was a really good last pick.
Winter.
I mean, they definitely didn't have enough like lockdown for the wheel, but also the fact that early game, I think SG played like the first 15 minutes really well. Like I said, the Medusa really suited Bernard's playstyle. The AFK kind of do nothing, wait for a team to do everything kind of carry. And the pit lord and the invoker, they did a lot of good work, making a lot of space. I think the mid tower was there until like 15-20 minutes. The enemy didn't really get the mid tower for a very, very long time. That allowed the Dusa to just hide in the triangle and constantly keep farming. But then again, when it came down like to the later parts of the smoke, the map movements, again, that they let themselves down in that department.
I think it was Lacoste was talking about how Infamous had like a better mid game smokes, mid game macro movements. Would you agree with that too? You feel like something SG should work on?
Yeah, for sure. Like I think Parker was definitely the person that's the brightest shining star in that game. He was like moving around. He was really active with his like obviously that's what you want to do, as a weaver. But what was really unexpected was how his talents, the mana burn talent, and overall how the hero skill actually matched up really well against the Dusa later on. Mm-hmm. So that was pretty surprising for me. I didn't expect the weaver to match up so well.
I also feel like Michael played really well. He got like 2 solo kills on KXY, and we were praising KXY quite a bit in game 1 and 2. And in this game, like he died 7 times. I felt like Michael alongside Affliction, they definitely made it really hard for KXY to play this game.
I did feel like Faker was still a pretty stand-up player, even in this game with his Invoker. But I agree with you, like, especially in the mid-late game when he just started to fall off because he was much more killable, as you mentioned, because of Michael. What did you feel as Affliction as well in this Grimstroke? Do you feel like it's okay for that Pixar still get it through to the second phase and no bans for that, especially with the Doom?
Yeah, I definitely felt like in the drafting department in game 1, SG struggled to really tackle like Infamous. They are very how can I say, they kind of have this formula that they repeat if the enemy team doesn't really does anything to stop it. And usually what changes a lot is Parker and Alone's heroes, but so far this Beastmaster Doom's being pretty much ignored by other teams, and that's a hard lesson. SG, they definitely could have won this series. So the next teams will probably learn with SG's mistakes.
Yep. Now maybe Beast Coast, is one of the stronger opponents still left for them to beat, and something they have to beat if they want to make it to this major. For now, though, guys, we're going to take a small break and hope to get this interview organized, and we'll come back shortly with hopefully an interview, or if not, a goodbye statement. See you guys soon.